occasion here. Never before, I don't believe in my history of elementary school, have we had to send out 2 groups at a time. Now, I have been in situations where we have sent out classes of children, maybe 2nd grade, maybe 4th grade, maybe 6th grade, and otherwise. But we're doing an upper elementary suite today. Not by our own choice, because I think we'd all look forward to another year with the 5th graders. There are a lot of people who in Ypsilanti, from the inception of East and West, we call them middle schools all this time, but they have never been middle schools. There actually have always been junior high schools. We used to, in the old days, call it junior high because we had 7th, 8th, and 9 together. When we built the 2 schools, East and West, the idea was that we would also be opening up a brand new high school, which we did, and the 9th grade would be taken out of the junior high and put in the senior high, and the 6th grade boys and girls from the elementaries would be going into East and into West. Well, that's been a long, long time coming.
I would just like to say that I have not been the 6th grade class's music teacher for the entire year. I was switched when the big change came along. But we've had a very good year. Not enough time with the every other week situation, but we've had a very good year together. And one of the results of the year is that we looked at a musical called Forever Free. This was a musical that was supposed to be the all-district high school musical that was performed last year. We had a new one ready to perform this year, but unfortunately we weren't able to pull it off. But we looked at it about a month ago, and these kids said, "Mrs. Bird, why don't we do a couple of the songs from the musical Forever Free?"
I think she got a half year off during that period when she had her last son. But it's been a good 9 years working with Miss Raymond, and many, many times she has kept me on task, that's for sure. She's one of those people that you always know up front where you stand with her, because when you pass by a classroom door and you see a sign that says, "Please do not enter, we're busy," that means you, Mrs. Forbes, then you know that where you stand with this lady. And I understand exactly when she put those signs up, because they tell me all the time I am very disruptive. I take over classrooms, I take over lessons, I get involved to an extent that I should not sometimes, they say. And Ms. Raymond always lets me know that I'm out of line, and I thank her for that. We're going to have Ms. Raymond come on stage, because she in turn will introduce our speaker for the morning, who I think you will find a joy to know who this young lady is and what she has done being an Adams product. Ms. Raymond? Let's hear it from Ms. Raymond.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the speaker for today. We always, if we can, ask a former student to come back and say a few words. And Mr. Brown and I, a few weeks ago, were saying, gee, we've got to think about a speaker for next year, and do you have any, he said, do you have any ideas? And I said, well, Naomi. And that very next day, Naomi walked in the building, and I said, well, this is handy, I don't even need to give you a call. And asked her to come and speak, and she said that it would give her a lot of pleasure to come and talk to us. Naomi is a very gifted musician. She had an unbelievable voice in 6th grade, and it's matured, and I've heard her since she's gotten older, and just a beautiful voice. And she's going to take that beautiful voice and her wonderful talent with her to University of Michigan next year. She graduated a couple weeks ago and is going to go to U of M. She was a salutatorian also at graduation this year, and she's going to say a few words to you right now. Naomi Kornelaitis.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Mrs. Forbes and the teachers for inviting me to be here today. It's nice to come back to my old school. I have a lot of good memories here, and in fact, I can still remember my 6th grade graduation. I sat right up here, and I was very nervous about giving a speech. I also clearly remember wondering what the next few years would be like. And I'll bet many of you young people are wondering the same thing. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what lies ahead of you, and give some advice on how to make the next few years successful. As you go through junior high and high school, you'll have more freedom and more responsibility. You'll be able to go to dances and do more things with your friends and gradually stay out later. However, you'll also have less free time, because as you get older, the more homework you'll be given. I think in middle school I had 1 to 2 hours of homework per night, but that's really not much. As long as you're not afraid of doing a little work, you'll do fine. One important thing to remember is never to underestimate yourselves. Don't say, well, I'm no good at English or spelling or math, so I'm not going to try. Even if you have trouble with something, you'll be surprised at how much you can do when you really put in effort. When I was younger, I was horrible in math. I flunked a number of tests and I got a D on an exam in middle school. And if someone were to tell me that in a few years I would get all A's in math and that it would become one of my favorite subjects, I would not have believed it. But it's true. When I got older, I learned to concentrate and work harder, and soon things that seemed impossible became much easier, including math. So don't be afraid to try things or take hard classes because you don't think you're smart enough. Success is only partly due to intelligence. Most of it has to do with hard work. I'd also like to encourage all of you to get involved with activities. This is a major part of junior high and high school life. And there are so many things you can do. Band, orchestra, choirs, sports, student council, church activities, and community services. This is a great way to meet new people and make friends, and you might find something you really enjoy. You'll find it's a lot more fun than sitting at home and watching TV, and you'll get a lot of opportunities to travel. For example, I've gone to places such as Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, Toronto, and I've toured Europe with choir. So find things to do with your time. You'll be busy, but happy. Finally, I want to say that one of the key factors to making the next few years successful is to cooperate with and respect your teachers and your classmates. You have some exciting years ahead of you, and they're very challenging years, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Family. I'm in Miss Raymond's 6th grade class. I'd like to take this time to thank all my teachers, starting with Miss G. Guthrie in 1st, Miss Bucas in 2nd, Miss Jessie in 3rd, Miss Dockham in 4th, Mr. Zalaki in 5th, and Miss Raymond in 6th. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Forbes for being a nice friend and a wonderful person through the 6 years that I've been at Adams. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Fairbaker for her smiling face and helpful personality. There is no other elementary school that I would rather graduate from than Adams. The only thing I won't miss about this school is the lunches. I feel that I've received a quality education here at Adams School that will prepare me for the long years of middle school and high school I have yet to face. I will leave here with many fond memories and a great education from wonderful educators. Thanks for putting up with me for 6 years. The next speaker is Brandon.
Hi, my name is Brandon Love, and I have been at Adams for 6 years, and it was no picnic. I have learned a lot from my teachers, and I would like to thank them, especially Mrs. Raymond. I would also like to thank my family and friends for their support. I will miss Adams, except for the lunches, and all the staff, even the sports. I've had a lot of funny things happen to me at Adams, like when I would land in the water at the bottom of the slide. Seemed like whenever I wanted to slide, there was always water in me. I liked Adams. It was great going here. The next speaker is Michael Soto.
Hi, I'm Mike Solo. Graduating from 6th grade makes me think how far I've come from 1st grade. Everything I've done and all I've learned. I want to thank my teachers and the staff at Adams, especially Mrs. Raymond and Mrs. Dodson, for being creative and fun. I enjoyed the activities at Adams, like the band, safety patrol, and rocket launch that take place every year. I'll miss all my friends and teachers, and the good times I had at Adams.
I appreciate being able to read the speech to tell you what I have learned this year. I have enjoyed many things, like being safety captain and working in the office. I've had lots of laughs from playing practical jokes on the teachers. I thank my teacher, Miss Raymond, for not getting mad at me when I got her wet with a squirt calculator and when I put a fake mouse in her math book, and for helping me with some of the tricks, like when we told the boys that the girls had velvet seat covers in their bathroom. What I thank her for the most, though, is being so supportive of me and my ideas, even if she didn't agree with them. I also thank Mrs. Forbes and Mrs. Fairbaker for being there since 1st grade and giving me ideas if I needed them. I thank all my teachers for helping me to read and do math, and also teaching me to do what's right. Last but not least, I thank my parents for being loving and making sure I do my work, get to bed, and eat right, so I can do my best. I will miss the school, but I'm ready to move on. The next speaker is from Arden.
Hello, my name is Martin Rare. It's a very special day for me. I've been at Adams for 6 years. Once you've been here that long, I'm sure it would be hard to leave. It's like that with living. My years there have been very good. All of my teachers and others were very helpful in making me learn the things I need to know. All of my teachers were good teachers and fun. I really liked Miss Landry and Mr. Wilson. They were real fun. There's a lot I can say, but really don't know how to say it. So I just said a few words. I thank Ms. Forbes for being a great principal, a teacher, and a good friend as well. You know, I can thank my family for helping me with my work, and not just telling me the extras, but teaching me how to do it. And I'm thanking everyone else who made this day possible for me.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Snow. First of all, I'd like to thank my family, my teachers, Mrs. Ford, and Mrs. Fairbank, and my friends for supporting me, helping me, and encouraging me. I know that next year more will be expected of me, and I'll have more challenges, so I'll have to try harder. I like being in one room, and I like having recess. I really like the Halloween plays. They were really cool. I can remember my first day at Adams. Mrs. Fairbaker walked me into Mrs. class. I was lucky enough to know Michelle Schinkler. Everyone was nice to me and I made friends quickly. I really enjoyed working in the office. Mrs. Fairbaker and Mrs. Forbes always had a smile and were ready to help. I look forward to meeting new people. I had never pictured myself up here giving a speech. Fifth graders, a little advice. Hold your head high and keep the appearance. Spirit, you're up. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Jim Freeze. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all who have had an influence on my education. Mrs. K, who taught me to write poetry and short stories. Mrs. Krieger, who taught me the fundamentals in first grade. Mrs. Stowe, who taught me to write in cursive. Mr. Morrison, who introduced me to Bloom's taxonomy. Mrs. Allen, who disciplined me in 5th grade. Mr. Z, who wasn't my teacher, but taught me a lot about math. Mrs. Raymond, who prepared me for middle school. I'd like to thank Mrs. Quint for introducing the violin to me. I want to thank my mom for attending and taking an interest in all of my school activities. My grandfather taught me the importance of being on time and made sure I got all my homework done. Mrs. Forbes for being a helpful and understanding principal. My grandmother who helped me write the speech. And Miss Raymond made me put in a short story. I remember one time when I was in 1st grade, I didn't do my workbook for months because in 1st grade they had all these games I could play. Then when it came time to check workbook, I had to take it all home one night. I got to stay up late, but it wasn't very fun. I didn't get it all done that night either. I had to get up early in the morning after staying up late and finish it during breakfast. But it was done by the time I got to school. I'll never do that in middle school. Thanks.
Hello students, parents, and teachers. My name is Shimano. I've had lots of great years at Adams. I'd like to thank all of the teachers for loving me and comments I had. It's really helped me out the most. I have one fond memory. One day I didn't understand what to do in math because we had started a new chapter. And I was so frustrated. And this room saw how frustrated I was. She had to come back to me. I said I didn't understand. I said, we all want to know the state of the competition together. But I was most.
Hello, my name is Mary Becker. I am proud to be a student of the Adams School. We probably had more good times at Adams than any other school. Teachers have been fun and supportive. I'd have to say my favorite memory was striking the sergeant out in baseball. This year will be my last year at Ypsilanti Public Schools. So thank you everyone for all the memories.
Hello,
wonderful children. And we have a wonderful group on my right here. The teachers, Mrs. Allen, Mrs. Ypsilanti, Ms. Vines, and Mrs. M. Stowe. And at this time, we're going to have Mrs. Allen come on stage.
I would like to get a little serious. This year has been quite different. I don't know if you've noticed it among your students or your children at home, but I've noticed it here at school. With all the rumors and controversy surrounding the financial status of our district, not only were the parents affected and the teachers, but the students that too. I know that the end of school parents and teachers were hoping that these storm clouds would pass over and we would not be affected. But as you can tell, with the fifth graders going to the middle school, or graduating now, and the sixth graders now being permanently moved to the junior high, we were affected. And of course that's going to affect the teacher situation, as Mrs. Forbes brought up earlier. I don't know where I'm going to be next year. Miss Raymond doesn't know where she's going to be next year. But I've talked with Miss Raymond now for approximately 12 years. 3 as a 6th grade teacher. I've enjoyed her company. I've watched how she has taught. She's probably one of the finest examples of what a teacher should be that I've ever come across. She loves teaching this age group. That should tell you something about her mental status. No, seriously. There are very few teachers who exhibit the kind of love and caring that she does. And before she goes, or if we happen to be separated next year, I have to say this, because she's very dear to me. Because she's so dear to me, I wanted to present these flowers from our staff to you.
Okay, you went so cute there.
One of the things I've tried to do with my class over the years, especially in 6th grade. Heather Atkins. David Ankobiak. Pete Bernard. I called Pete Bernard all year. No wonder he didn't talk to me. Donald Biddles. Aliki Bova-Levis. Billy Burke. Kim Dunn. Chris Dye. Jeremy Hall. Doug Holdridge. Kim Hopper. Tim Jones.
Juana.
Juana Matthews. Mike McDermott. Charles Megason. Zach Metler. Heather Moore. Lindsay Parsons. Adam Savikas. Michelle Shakeweiler. Jessica Seelaw. Robert Smith. That was the girls over here. Trevor Smith. Bob. Jamaica Taylor. Jessica Travis. Charles Wilson. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next person is Ms. Raymond.
Mrs. Forbes just said, don't cry. I said, I already did. I was going to try to make it through this day without doing that, but it's kind of hard. It's been really nice teaching with you, Mr. Brown, too. You can tell what kind of a teacher Mr. Brown is by the number of kids that come back and visit him. I don't think a week goes by that you don't see in the hallway somebody saying, well, I'm on my way to go to Mr. Brown's room, and he has kids come back, and I don't mean, 7th and 8th graders just, high school kids just. I see adults coming back, kids in the service coming back, and they always want to come in and go chat with Mr. Brown for a while, and you can tell what kind of a teacher he is by that, and I'm going to miss working with you. As we may be working together next year, but we may not. Hey. I'm not done. This may be my last chance to talk here. Too bad, I've tried to thank parents this year, but I know I haven't thanked everybody that has helped in some way. For helping the kids get their hobbies here when we had hobby day, for all that food you sent, for the ethnic meal. I want you to know we fed not only everybody in our room until they couldn't move. I said, let's go out for recess, and they said, no, we can't move. We had to sit in the room for about an hour while their food was. We grabbed every staff person that came by. We got all the people that worked in the lunchroom. We fed them, and we still had food left. That was very fun. Thank you all for going on field trips with me this year. I appreciate all the help we had. And just the little notes that you sent in and the phone calls that I've made with some of you and all the help you've given me. And it's been a wonderful year. This group is a wonderful, wonderful group. We've had a lot of fun. You can tell by the things they said about the jokes. We've just had a lot of laughs. But the nicest thing I think that I received from this group was when they wrote me some letters yesterday. And throughout the letters, the one thing that I heard over and over again was thank you for listening to us. Thank you for letting us have a chance to express how we feel and that you care to listen to us. And that's important to me, that kids have a voice and get to be heard. And they will do that in my room. All right, I've said enough. I'd like to call my Terry Caldwell. Kenny Daly. Jamar Denard. Miriam Eckhart. Stephen Farrell. Jimmy Freeze. Jesse Ganley. Jessica Gifford. Amanda Gray. Nika Johnson. Shaman Jones. That is the quietest I've ever heard. And Edward Katz is not here, but I think we should applaud Edward anyway. We made it through this year. Brandon Loudon. My next person is not here either. He was only here part of the year, but a wonderful addition to my classroom, Anrak Longgrad. Crystal McLilly. David is lovely facade. Jamie Moyer. Ina Vanasa. Cecil Barham. Tiffany Pilkington. Jeremy Rose. Stephanie Seelock. Michael Solo. Michael Tripp. Kelly Williams. And last, Shanika Williams. Thank you very much. And I would like to call Mrs. Mary Stowe.